So I want you all to picture this. It's a week before New Year's, and you're in the backyard with your family, and then your dad starts lighting some stuff on fire, and you and your family jump over that fire. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but that's actually a beloved tradition that I have with my family. And while I talk about this tradition, I want you guys to think about a tradition that you guys have with your family or a friend, and think about how that tradition has changed over time as you grew up. So before I talk about the meaning of my tradition, I'm going to give you guys some background on why we do it in the first place. So all around the world, people celebrate New Year's on December 31st, but for my family, for Iranians, it's a little different. We celebrate our New Year's on March 20th, which is the start of the spring. And it's all very hectic. We have different foods that we eat, different activities that we plan. But what I'm going to talk about today is an activity that happens a week before our New Year's on March 12th. So my whole entire family, my cousins, aunts, uncles, we all gather around in an open space like a parking lot or a backyard, and we light some wood on fire, and we spend hours jumping over that fire, and we say a little chant in my language, Farsi, for good luck for the next year, and we call this event Chahashanbe Suri. And I remember jumping over little lit candles as like a 5-year-old, and like thinking about it now kind of sounds dangerous, but I was with my family and I was with my best friends, and I was doing something that I didn't quite understand at the time, but the meaning of it changed as I grew up. Today, even as an adult, I still go through the same process year after year in March. And as a 5-year-old, this night was like a game for me, jumping over the fire. I was like, oh, this is so fun. As an 11-year-old, it was the one time of year I could see my family and my cousins who I never really got to see. But as an 18-year-old, this strengthened the connection I had with my family. You know, there's a culture gap between my generation with my cousins, my siblings and I, and the generation of my parents and my grandparents. And this whole activity of jumping over the fire is something that even they did in their childhood. So something as simple and a little dangerous as jumping over a 1-foot tall fire with your family, or my family, has really brought us all closer together and strengthened the connection I have with my parents and my grandparents. Thank you.
Okay, Ariana, how did that go? Compared to your first speech, what would you say?
I think it went better.